Now, in terms of the SRU recruiting model, this final interview is also an 8-step process, but I'm just going to focus on the most important aspects of the final interview for you. The first thing you need to understand is in the group interview was just you pitching the opportunity. And this is kind of us selfishly in an efficient way trying to screen through the volume so we can cycle through hundreds of people quickly in the recruiting process and end up in one-on-ones quickly with the right people. And you need to come into the one-on-one interview understanding that the group interview process wasn't very personal and that the one-on-one interview is all about the recruit. And so one of the things that we do is we do a deep dive into the candidate. And we want to understand what they already like about our opportunity based on the group interview presentation. We want to figure out what's been missing from past opportunities to put them into a place to now be looking for new opportunities. And we want to clearly understand their personal, professional, financial goals. And when we understand what they already like about us based on the group interview, what's been missing from past opportunities and what their personal, professional, and financial goals are, we can present our opportunity in a way that helps them understand that the things that they like about us are absolutely going to be things that benefit them. What they were missing from past opportunities is something that they will not miss here, and how their personal, professional, financial goals are absolutely going to be accomplished here if they do X, Y, and Z. And when we can make those things more real to them in that one-on-one interview process, their confidence about moving forward is much higher. Now, from a role fit perspective, in that one-on-one interview, we want to make sure that they're actually excited about our mission and company vision. If they're not excited about what we're trying to accomplish day to day, what we're trying to accomplish over the next 5 to 10 years, then it's simply not a fit. Another ideal is that we figure out through the one-on-one interview questioning process is that they align with our company values. If at face value, it seems that they're excited about the mission, the future vision, if they align with our company values, which of course we can't know for sure until we see them play out, then those are good signs that it's potentially a good recruit for you. And that last role fit item is all about sales ability. Now, this one's going to be radically different for every opportunity. We have organizations in the same industries, in the same markets that can take kids and turn them into champions, and also other clients in those same markets in the same industry who would think those same kids that are younger are totally not a fit for their organization. And so your personal leadership and management and training experience is heavily dependent on the type of recruit that you want to bring on board. But in general, from a sales ability perspective, the more alignment they had in the past around their sales background to your opportunity is going to ensure more likely that they're a fit. So what I mean by that, if I'm that solar company in Salt Lake City and I'm hiring a rep that did solar sales for the last 12 months and he did well in it, then obviously that's an ideal. The next ideal from there would be somebody who did outside sales, but they self-generated and closed their own deals because we're pushing somebody into a door-to-door sales position. From there would be an outside salesperson who just was a closer, or an inside sales rep who's self-generated and closed their own deals before. Going all the way down to the most entry-level type of person who hasn't even done sales before. And again, your ability to onboard, manage, and lead people is going to be highly dependent on the type of recruit you bring on board. And if you're really not sure where to start based on that information, you can just assume a minimum of 1 year sales experience regardless if it's inside or outside sales, and they align with the company mission, vision, and values. After you start to scale the sales team and figure out who works within your business, you can start to increase the screening requirements later. But it's in step 3 and 4, the group interview and the final interview, where you start to funnel into that middle 30% that we talked about earlier, allowing you to bring on that average Joe. That will be that type of person who can show up with a good attitude and follow instructions and do the work. Now, with that said, of course, you're going to hire people that fit into that 60%, and your retention rates are never going to be perfect, but those people will just naturally cycle out in the first 1 to 4 weeks as you bring them on board. But through the volume of onboards, you find those average Joes that show up with a good attitude, do the work, they produce, they make good money, scale revenue for the company, and all of a sudden you're in a position where you can predictably recruit and retain door-to-door sales reps. Now, assuming you actually implement that 4-step recruiting process and get great at it over time, one of the next challenges that you'll run into is actually the onboarding, management, and training aspect of building your organization. And there's a lot to learn about those topics. If you'd like more free training from us around recruiting, managing, onboarding, training sales reps, and so much more, get our free course at salesrecruiter.com/course, and we'll look forward to seeing you inside. Thank you so much.